Hey everyone, Hassan here, and I got another Power Rangers Super Megaforce review for you today. This is Wave 3 of the 5-inch figures, so this is the main action figure toy line for Super Megaforce. Wave 1 was the Super Megaforce Rangers, then Wave 2 was the same thing, but they also had the Prince Vicar and X-Borg figures, so I've done reviews of both of those things, and Wave 3 now has different Power Rangers from various seasons, mostly Red Rangers, but a couple of other 6th Rangers as well. So going from left to right, then top to bottom, we got the SPD Red Ranger, Mighty Morphin Green, Mighty Morphin Red, Dino Thunder Red, Mystic Force Red, Samurai Red, Megaforce Red, and Robo Knight from Megaforce. So let's take a quick look at the packaging for these, and then I will do an actual, I'll open these up and show you them up close. Alright, so up close first is the Red Samurai Ranger. So here he is in the packaging. I'll definitely do a comparison with the 4-inch version of this. He does look pretty nice. I do like that. He does come with the spin sword and Samurai Morpher there, the Samuraizer. So yeah, there's that. You got the Samurai Ranger. So they're all under the Super Megaforce line right there, but then they show the season right there and so on. And the back of the box shows you again the 8 different figures that come in the line. So there is Samurai. Then we have Mystic Force. So here he is. The Mystic Force Red Ranger. Also looks pretty cool, although I can see that some of the weapons are a little bent up, which that tends to happen with some of the weapons for the smaller figures, which is kind of annoying. But the one downside to him is he doesn't have a cape. So, that's kind of like, that's one of the cool parts about the Mystic Force suits, the capes. So he doesn't have that, but I'll open them up and we shall take a detailed look at that. Next we have SPD Red Ranger. So this guy looks pretty cool. I am liking him. He looks pretty sweet. So there's that, the SPD logo. He comes with the blasters, and yeah, I'm definitely excited to open this guy up and take a look. And last but not least, I think this figure might be one of my favorites, just at least looking from the box. The Dino Thunder Red Ranger, he looks pretty epic. Yeah, he's got the blasters in gold and everything, and he looks pretty cool. I'm very excited about this. And I do have not all of these Red Rangers, but a bunch of them. Like Dino Thunder, I do have the actual Red Ranger released in the Dino Thunder toy line, so I can do a comparison with that. Next, we got Megaforce Red Ranger, and he looks pretty cool. Again, I will do a comparison with the 4-inch version, but I'm liking the gold already. It looks very shiny, just even in the packaging, so I'm excited about that. We also have Robo Knight from Megaforce. So there's Robo Knight right there. He comes with the blaster and the sword as well, and he also looks pretty cool. These 5-inch figures are looking very nice, at least in the packaging, so I'm excited to open them up, take a look. Mighty Morphin Red Ranger, here's the packaging there. So also looks pretty cool. So same, back of the packaging there. And then the last one I'd been trying to track down, finally got them on Amazon. I actually had all of these for like a good week just sitting in my room, except for him. I just got him, I was waiting for him so I could finally do this review. So here he is, the Mighty Morphin Green Ranger. So that is that. So let me now open these up and take a look. Alright, so here they are, all of the new 5-inch figures all lined up, and I kind of give a brief up-close look at each of them, and they look pretty cool, so I want to show you each of them in depth now. Let's just go left to right. Let's start with Robo Knight right here. Where is Robo Knight? Here he is. So now, this is the figure here. I'll kind of take his weapons out real quick and just show you the figure. In terms of articulation, they all pretty much have the same articulation. You know, so the arms rotate around 360 degrees. They can move apart. He's kind of hindered because of the shoulder pads, so his arms don't move apart completely. But he does have, you know, elbow articulation there, and the hands do rotate around as well. Oh yeah, and the head can also rotate around 360 degrees. In terms of the legs, he can do the splits, kind of. You just have to bend. See how this part kind of hinders it, so you just have to twist it a little and do that. But it works. You can move forward and not as much back, really. Bends at the knees, though, and that's it. The feet don't rotate or anything. Actually, no, sorry, they do. The whole entire boot does. Not the foot, but the entire boot, kind of. Not all the way. It, like, rotates halfway, maybe. So there's that. And he has some nice detail on him. I really do like this figure. Just overall, this Robo Knight figure is very solid. He just looks really cool all around. This is mostly all gray, although on the head they use some like silver kind of, so it's a bit shinier, which is really nice. And yeah, I mean the whole headpiece looks nice. I especially just, the chest piece I think looks great. Very awesome. He does have a little Robo Morpher, which does come out. So there's the little Robo Morpher there. He can't really hold it necessarily, but you know, it does peg on to the side there. And just overall, I think this figure looks very solid. Very cool. So here's his blaster up close. And in the sword mode as well. So he can, you know, hold either one. They do peg in to the side as well in case, you know, you wanted his blaster or the sword to peg into the side there. You can do either one, or he can hold them as well. So, yeah, this Robo Knight figure is really cool. I really do like this one. This is one of my favorites out of these guys here, out of this wave of releases. Just very solid looking, you know, all around. I think he looks pretty cool. And in comparison, I have the 4-inch version of Robo Knight as well. So here is the 4-inch version of Robo Knight. And you know, I mean, the 4-inch one is actually really nice as well. The difference being, let's see, if you kind of compare the two, this does use a bit slightly shinier gold, so I actually do like the shinier gold a little bit better on the smaller Robo Knight. The head sculpt, I don't know which is more show accurate or not, but you can see like the mouth, this one has kind of more gold around the edges and this one not as much. So there's some slight differences there. But overall, I mean, they both look great. So you do have some really nice, you know, figures for both of them. I do like the gold that they use for the Morpher and the belt on the 5-inch one, though. So, yeah, I mean, overall, I think, especially with the arms, because with this guy, you can't rotate the arms. So this part of it is kind of stuck on the back. But this is more accurate because you can kind of rotate it and do stuff here. So I think the 5-inch figure kind of beats it out by a little bit, in my opinion, but still very nice overall. So I really do like the Robo Knight figure that they did. So there is that Robo Knight. I'll just move them to the side. I'm not going to bother trying to pose them all. Here is the Megaforce Red Ranger. This is another one that looks really nice. Just the proportions are pretty good. Now all of these figures are all kind of muscular and stuff. That's just standard across the 5-inch line. You just kind of have to get used to it, but it's not that bad. I actually do really like them overall. I think the helmet is great. I'm a big fan of the Megaforce helmets. I love the design that they have there, and I think this one is really solid. Everything really is like pronounced and kind of stands out. So I really do like that helmet there. It's pretty awesome. The chest piece is great. It's nice shiny gold, especially everything here. The buckle has some nice detail as well, but it's also very shiny gold. Same with the Morpher. So this is detachable. You can't really hold it much though, but you know, he has that there. And the blaster as well has some very nice detail to it. So it is gold as well. So really cool stuff. So overall, I mean, this guy, he looks very solid. I really like the Megaforce figure here as well. And here is his sword as well. And this looks pretty cool. I like that they actually did two separate colors instead of one, you know, just big piece, red piece like they actually did with the 4-inch version from the Megaforce toy line. So like for comparison, so I have this guy, right? So here is the 4-inch Megaforce Red Ranger. So first of all, the weapon, you can see you have two different colors on the 5-inch version there. The gold is shinier on the 5-inch version in comparison there. So shinier gold. The chest piece also looks slightly different. So you'll see there versus here. Slightly different there. And, you know, the helmet piece as well, just kind of for comparison. On this one, the symbols kind of just like painted right on. This one kind of sticks out a little bit more. You know, they're both not too bad. They're both, you know, pretty good overall. But I think I like the 5-inch one, you know, better overall. But they're both still pretty good figures. So, yeah, pretty sweet. But it's really nice, though, to actually finally have a Megaforce and Super Megaforce Red Ranger in the same height. So finally, you know, Troy can go between Megaforce and Super Megaforce, and I actually have both the same height. So very cool that I actually have, you know, both of them now together side by side, and they both look great together. So that's pretty cool. So I'll do a comparison with all the other 5-inch figures as well later. So on to the Samurai Red Ranger. So here he is right here. Overall, some very nice detail. A lot of the paint and stuff they use really stands out. It's very bold, and this is nice and shiny, the gold on there, and it looks really nice. So I'm a big fan of what they've done there. Some nice shiny gold on there. The morpher that they have actually looks like it has like a brush on it almost, so it's pretty much like they're using the Shotophone, or at least Lauren's morpher or something. And by the way, they all have the same articulation, just the difference being the arms can also rotate fully upwards. Robo Knight's shoulder was kind of hindering that, but everything else is the exact same articulation. You can do all sorts of wacky, crazy poses and stuff with them, which is great. The oh gosh, the spin sword, that's what it's called, is okay. You know, I would have liked them to keep this part gold, which like how it actually is, rather than make it red. The 4-inch version from the Samurai line did have a gold one. I cannot for the life of me find it. I know I have it somewhere, but I cannot find the one to compare the actual spin sword. But I do have the figure itself. So for comparison, here is the smaller, the 4-inch figure. And this one, the 4-inch one, looks kind of a bit odd. Like, look at how much, like, look at those abs right there. That's just really odd looking in comparison there. And this part here is not as, you know, painted and stuff. This one looks much nicer there. Even the helmet just kind of, you know, looks nicer there. You kind of more black a little bit on the 5-inch figure there on the helmet design, and it just looks nicer overall in my opinion. Yeah, definitely pretty cool. My one disappointment is just the red on the spin sword there, but if I can find the other spin sword, I can just use that one instead, and I'm sure it's probably about the same length, maybe slightly smaller if anything, but it looks very similar at least. So there's that. Alright, on to Tommy. We have the Mighty Morphin Green Ranger. And this guy's okay, you know, he's not too bad. This gold, I wish they would have used the other gold like from the Megaforce Red Ranger, because this is very shiny, it stands out. This is more of like a dull gold color in a way. I think the Morpher kind of uses the shiny gold a little bit, I don't know. I wish the shield would have been a bit slightly, you know, shinier to make it stand out a little bit more. But overall, you know, it's an okay figure. I'm not going too crazy over this one. It just seems kind of dull to me, just overall. Even the Dragon Dagger, just the entire thing being this dull gold is, it's okay. You know, it's nothing that's special, I guess. You can also, you know, stick this on the side there. All of the weapons have like the pegs for the Rangers, and they can all stick on the side there and do that as well. So, I mean, this figure's okay. I guess the helmet's kind of nice, but, you know, overall, not bad. Nothing too fancy, nothing too, you know, crazy. I do have the one from the Mighty Morphin 2010 toy line, and there's parts of this guy that I actually like better. Now, proportion-wise, he is very odd. He looks like he has massive legs for a tiny little body. Very odd proportion-wise. But look at this gold. Now, this is great gold right here. If they would have taken this and put it on this guy, that would have been awesome. The helmet is slightly odd on this guy, and he has these extra, you know, bands there, which I don't think, you know, was on the one in the show. Yeah, so I don't know. Overall, the 5-inch figure I think is better, but you are kind of, I think the gold they could have done much better in, because it doesn't really stand out that much. In terms of articulation, it does everything the other ones do, but just like Robo Knight, it's kind of hindered upwards because of the shield there, so there's that. And no, this is not detachable. In comparison, I do have, now this is obviously a terrible comparison because this has not aged that well. This is my one from the original Mighty Morphin toy line for comparison, and obviously this is more blocky because you could actually, you know, morph them, and I completely lost his shield, which I've regretted for many, many years, but as a little kid I just didn't really pay that much attention. So obviously in terms of accuracy and proportion-wise, the new 5-inch figure is so much better, but, you know, I just want to do a fun little comparison there. So there's that. Alright, Mighty Morphin Red Ranger right here. So this guy, he looks pretty cool. I do like this Red Ranger. The red paint that they use in all these figures I think is a nice red color. It's nice and kind of like a bold red. It stands out a bit, you know, it looks pretty cool. You have some decent detail on the morpher there. It looks like, I don't know if it's like the morpher's supposed to be cracked or it's like, I guess that's supposed to be the hinge where it's able to open up, but that does look slightly odd to me. But overall, I mean, I think the helmet is done very nicely on this guy. I do like the helmet there. Just everything. I think he just overall looks really nice. Just proportion-wise, just the design, very solid figure overall. I really do like it. The blaster and stuff, you know, I would have preferred them to not do like the solid red color for it. But you know, what are you gonna do? They tend to do that quite a bit for those figures there. In comparison, the 2010 version, the weapons were black colored. But here's the figure there. Obviously, the proportions are completely off on this guy here on the 2010 version. But just kind of for comparison's sake, that's the difference there. Yeah, I actually really do like the 5-inch figure of this Mighty Morphin Red Ranger. They are going to release a version of the Armored Red Ranger as part of the Legacy line, so whenever that comes out, I will be getting that and doing a review and a comparison and everything. So stay tuned for that. And just for fun, now this guy really has not aged well at all, but this is the original, you know, Red Ranger one that I have. It's all faded and scratched up and everything, but you know, it's morphin' time! Bam! So there's that, just for fun. There's the Red Ranger there. Alright. We have the Dino Thunder Red Ranger right here. So let me take that out and just show you this guy up close. He looks very cool. I really do like his design. I think just overall the paint and everything they've used for him is very nice. He's probably one of my favorites out of these figures. Just overall, the proportions, everything. I think the helmet they did very nicely. Nice shiny gold paint. Like, man, this thing stands out. Just awesome all around. I love the morpher detail. Just overall, a very solid figure right there. The weapon is just all gold right there, and he does come with the Tyranno staff. I'm trying to remember the name, but it's pretty awesome because the one that released on the Dino Thunder toy line didn't come with this for some reason. But this thing is very nice. Yeah, I really do like it. So for comparison, I do have the one from the Dino Thunder line right here. So this guy, he came with a silver version of the blaster, and then he also had the sword mode right there. But just for comparison there, now the Dino Thunder toys, they were even bigger, so they were bigger than the 5-inch line. I don't know how big, but you can kind of get an idea right here. And they look pretty solid overall too. I mean, this is a pretty solid looking figure. Both of them are very nice. And this one also had different sounds and stuff. So there's a speaker on the back there. But both look very nice. I do like the red on the 5-inch figure though, because it kind of stands out. And this guy is very, you know, muscular there. I mean, he is too, but it doesn't bulge out as much as this guy. So overall, I mean, this guy looks very solid, very nice. And I love having the Tyranno staff. That I'm going with it. You know, I may be wrong, but I'm going with it. Tyranno staff. I love having that weapon as well with the figure. I think it's pretty awesome to have that. So yeah, really cool figure overall. I really do like that. Then we have SPD right here. SPD Red Ranger. SPD was around the time that I kind of stopped collecting, so I really don't have any of the Rangers for comparison. The only thing I really have from SPD is the Morpher, actually, but the figure, though, looks very solid. I really do like this. Some very nice, you know, just the helmet looks very good. I really like it. The badge, very nice and bold. Just the paint they use, like literally the chest pieces on most of these just stand out. Very solid, nice, bold paint that they use. I wish that they would have made this black because the red does stand out, though, on the arm there, but that's not too big of a deal. Overall, very nice. You do have the badge on the side there and everything. The SPD badge there. Very cool. You can, you know, have the blasters go into the sides there as well. So let me just kind of stick them in there and just show you how that looks. So, it's falling out. But yeah, so you do have, you know, that option as well. So pretty cool. Overall, very solid figure. And it's nice to finally have something from SPD, one of the Rangers. So pretty cool. And last but not least, we have the Mystic Force Red Ranger. This is disappointing that there's no cape. You know, it's just kind of there. I mean, that would have been really cool if they would have somehow been able to put in the cape. But aside from that, though, I think, you know, the helmet design is great. The chest piece, everything looks pretty solid overall. The gold that they use is very shiny and it does stand out definitely, especially the belt and everything. Just all around, this is a very nice figure there. He does come with his staff right here, which is just solid black except for the peg, which is red, and the Morpher as well. So you can take this out as well and kind of see that. But yeah, I mean, overall, this figure looks pretty solid, just without the cape. You know, it looks slightly odd without the cape. That's my only thing. But other than that, it's a pretty solid figure overall. So that's that. So the last thing that I want to do is kind of put these with all the other 5-inch figures that have been released for Super Megaforce. Alright, so here we have it. These are all of the currently released 5-inch figures for the Power Rangers Super Megaforce toy line. You have Wave 1, the Super Megaforce Rangers right here. Wave 2, Prince Vakar and the X-Borg. And Wave 3, the other Red Rangers kind of in the back. But they all look pretty cool together. I like having a bunch of different Rangers all in scale with each other. And I'm excited for the future waves of releases to eventually, hopefully, get all of the Red Rangers. As long as they do end up releasing all the waves as they plan to. That would be really cool to have all of the Red Rangers in the same scale. That would be awesome. So I will continue to collect them as they release, so stay tuned for more reviews coming from me in the future. If you have any questions about any of these, please post them in the comments below. And please subscribe if you haven't already. Got lots more Power Rangers Super Megaforce reviews on the way for you. Thanks for watching, everybody, and have a super mega day. See you guys later.